And welcome back to Open. Well, recently we had the opportunity to talk to Lehman College's president, José Cruz, and he talks about his educational initiatives. We sat down a couple of days ago, and this is the conversation that we had. Joining us now is Lehman College president, José Cruz, who is here to talk about the state of educational attainment in the nation and what exactly it means to the borough of the Bronx. Along with his education initiatives for Lehman College, we're pleased to have President Cruz with us right now. And so when we talk about, obviously, the Bronx and a lot of educational opportunity that's available, and one of the things that I know you want to see happen is more degrees happening right here in our borough.
That's right, that's right. Increasing educational attainment in the country is one of the most pressing issues for the United States. And by that I mean the number of citizens that have at least an associate's degree or above, and in some cases we even count certificates after high school. And the reason it's such a pressing issue is because educational attainment correlates with how well a nation prepares its human capital for economic competitiveness, and it also correlates at the individual level with health, employment opportunities, earnings, civic engagement. And so it's really important for the country to pay attention to the percentage of its workforce that has some form of post-high school education. And what we're seeing right now in the United States and what have been seeing for the last several years is concerning.
So congratulations to you, because your inauguration is taking place soon, and you've been here. And as you look at the landscape here, obviously there's a lot of work that can be done, a lot of work to do. What do you see as your main priorities in hitting the ground here?
You're totally correct. There's so much that can be done to take Lehman College in the Bronx to a bigger and better place that it's hard to sort of organize and prioritize. And so that's why the State of the College address a few months back, I challenged the campus community with what we call the 90 by 30 initiative. We want 90,000 high quality degrees or credentials by the year 2030. And that's an organizing principle, really. At the end of the day, if we accomplish that, what it will do is position Lehman College as the top contributor to educational attainment in the Bronx. And that's important because it goes back to what I was mentioning a few minutes ago, the concerning state of educational attainment in the U.S., because the Bronx right now is 61 out of 62 counties in the state of New York from an educational attainment perspective. Only 28% of our Bronxites in the workforce have at least an associate's degree. And that is 40 points lower than New York City or Manhattan, New York County, which is at 68%. So if we want to be a part of this Bronx renaissance and make sure that Bronxites have the opportunities to prosper in the new economy, then Lehman College has a responsibility to do more. And that's why the 90 by 30 initiative is going to be helping us identify what do we have to do at the academic program level, what do we have to do in student success programs, what do we have to do with our community engagement, how do we better support our faculty to drive the work so that we can not only transform the lives of our students, but also contribute more broadly to that educational attainment goal that we have.
Is there something we can do to make things more educationally attractive?
We can. One of the things we have to be better at is educating our high school students or middle school students about the importance of aspiring to a higher education. We have to make it possible for them to see themselves as being part of this educational environment. So it goes beyond affordability. We already know that the City University of New York is one of the more affordable universities in the country, and that we have financial aid available for our students to be able to access those degrees and opportunities for them. But if they don't have the aspiration from the beginning, if they don't have the preparation, it makes it difficult. So one of the things that we will be doing at Lehman College is looking more closely at how we engage with the K-12 system. How do we engage with our community colleges? How do we engage with the adult population that has some college but no degree and needs a certificate to advance in their career? Reach out to them, make it easy, a seamless transfer process so that they can come to Lehman and we can do what we are recognized nationally for doing, which is we're number 4 in the country for our ability to propel low-income students from the bottom 40% of the income distribution to the top 40%. Because we do that, because we are nationally recognized for that, we need to do more of it. And that's why we are going to be reaching out more, more intentional about that work, and then once we get them, make sure that they succeed.
And having to be more intentional, I guess, because as we look now at society, it's almost imperative nowadays that you have a degree. Post-secondary education is almost a necessity.
That's exactly right. There's a lot of conversation sometimes about folks asking whether or not a college degree is worth it. They look at the stories that come out in the press about very high loan debt and no jobs, and question the value of a higher education degree. But those individual stories that get all the attention in the press do not reflect the reality that you are more likely to have a job, you're more likely to make a living wage, you're more likely to be healthy, and you're more likely to be civically engaged if you do have a degree. So from an individual perspective, it's imperative that our students aspire to, and that we give them the opportunity to succeed in higher ed.
So you talked about 90/30, and that's a major initiative. How do you see this rolling out?
So we will have our inaugural and convocation speech event coming up in September 27th. We are working to socialize some ideas on campus and off campus to sort of develop a roadmap. 2030 seems like a long time away, but the reality is if we're going to double the number of degrees, the launch angle is important. So we have to get some momentum initially over the next 2 years to be able to hit that mark in 2030. So lots of conversations on campus and off campus, collective work, a lot of collegial discussion. We will have a roadmap, and we will start implementing.
So since being here, have you determined what is like the biggest need that you have right now?
The biggest need that I have right now, I think, is more hours in the day. There's just so much to do, and a lot of challenging work, but very rewarding work. And so to the extent that we can maintain the energy level and engage others to do the hard but important work that lies ahead, I think we'll be successful.
Does it make life a little bit easier being in the borough of the Bronx, which has this great diverse community?
I love it. It has been, it's not only the value of diversity, but also it's the inclusive nature with which we go about our business. And this is a very calm, collected, inclusive campus that values our students. We have over 13,000 students. They come from 90 different, speak 90 different languages. 40% of our students have more than one passport. And it's just a joy to be part of this community and learn every day from them.
Well, President, I want to thank you so much for coming and sharing with us. As always, you know, you have an open forum to come here to open and share with us a little bit about what's going on.
Thank you so much. I look forward to it.
Thank you very much. All righty. And a special thanks to President Cruz for stopping by our studios talking about those Lehman initiatives. Well, we've come to the end of our show today. I want to thank our guests for joining us, and most of all, you, the viewer, for tuning in. Now, if you missed any part of today's show, you can catch the recablecast at 5 and 10 p.m. on Optimum's Channel 67. If you don't have that, Verizon Fios, Channel 33, or anytime on the web at www.bronxnet.org. I'm Daren Jaime saying thank you for watching. Until next time we meet, stay safe. Keep this channel wide open. Take care, and God bless.